after coming out of the music business, it really tears you up. And also after being in the entertainment business my entire life, I didn't feel like I had a firm grasp on reality and on who I was. And so I lived out the rest of my record contract, and I went to college. I went to community college, Santa Monica College, and I got my first 2 years under my belt. And it was interesting because about 5 days after my record contract ended, I went on an audition. And I was trying to add this class at school, and it was really hard to add this class, and the teacher just told us all to leave, and I was like, oh good, I can go on this audition. And I went, and it was North Shore. And within 3 days, I was in Hawaii. And so when I look back on it, it was kind of like the universe was saying to me, I felt like the universe was saying, like, yeah, you did what was right for yourself, and you took that time for yourself, and you put your feet on the ground, and you really learned a lot about who you are. And so now it's okay to go off and play. It's okay to go off and do this now. Like you're more centered. And so yeah, then I went off to Hawaii and got back into TV.
And has your fan base changed? Is it a lot younger now because of being on MTV? Where
oh well, yeah.
Like how is that? You have all these kids that might not be able to relate to stuff that, you know, if you say Red Hot Chili Peppers and they're like, what is that on Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Is it a Japanese cartoon? Like, fighting chili peppers? It sounds awesome.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting about Awkward is that I don't feel like there is a specific demographic for this show. Like, it's kind of just, it speaks to so many people, because if you are in high school, of course, you're like in it. You're right in the middle of it, and it's going to speak to you. And if you're just going into high school, or you're about to go into high school, then you're going, oh my gosh, this is what I have to look forward to. And then if you're out of it, you're looking back on it, and your 16-year-old heart is completely understanding what it feels like, what it felt like to be in high school. I mean, my mom watches it. I know so many adults that watch it and just love it. And I think because the show, they don't just focus on, you know, the teenagers. They do kind of broaden out, and they bring in characters like Allie, and they bring in characters like Ben, and they follow Lacey and Val, and they do a lot with the adult storylines that I feel like we have a much bigger demographic than we could have. So it is weird to have, yes, the younger fans, but at the same time, I get tweets, you know, from people like, I used to love Innocence, I'm playing your album right now. I'm like, oh, you were one of the 10 people who bought it. That's awesome. Like, the first season, we were really dealing with, you know, with the character of Jenna, who she's the lead in the show, and figuring out, like, you know, who am I? And in this season, we really focused on who do I choose? And so all the characters actually, like Lauren Unerick, who is our creator, and she's so genius and she's so brilliant, and she kind of chooses this theme in the beginning and lets all the characters kind of really walk along that path with Jenna. And for my character, particularly for Lacey, in season 1, we ended the show with a reveal that I was the one that wrote this horrible confrontation letter to my daughter. And so in season 2, there's a lot for Lacey to, she has a lot of, you know, apologizing. She has a lot of repairing to do in terms of her relationship with her daughter. And the thing about Awkward that I think why critics really have taken to this show is because the writing is so thoughtful, and while it is funny, it's also heartwarming, and we're not scared to go to the drama. We're not scared to, you know, to go to the tears, and because that's what it feels like when you're 15. Like, yeah, things are funny and you can laugh at it, but it's heartbreaking, and it's really, really, really hard. And so, so basically, by the end of this season, Lacey's goal is to try and to repair her relationship with her daughter, and try to be the daughter that, or try to be the mother that Jenna always needed her to be, and the person that she always wanted to be.